Hi, this is Josh, Dream Body Clinic. I'm going to do kind of a quicker video here, just explaining some of the things to look for when you're looking into stem cell therapies. So here at Dream Body Clinic, we offer mesenchymal stem cells, been doing that for 9 years now. And we just started offering MUSE cells, working with Dr. Dasawa from Japan, had her at the clinic. We're getting the MUSE cells from her. It's really cool. But when you're looking into any sort of stem cell, people, there's so many different things they're going to tell you online to look for. Hey, are they frozen, not frozen? Are they, how many passages? And they're good questions, but they're not nearly as important as, hey, what's the quality control? Are you ISO rated in your lab? Are you doing it yourself in your own lab? How you keep in control so that you can provide the best thing possible. And that's what we do here. So you're going to see here some clips. This is my team. We've got 6 biologists, 3 chemists. We've got 3 full-time doctors. And those are just the people mainly focused there between the lab, the blood analysis lab, the stem cell lab, the doctors doing the treatments. And in this training, we're going out over some new protocols for sterility for inside both of the labs to make sure that we've got the highest quality possible, because there are a lot of places out there not caring about it. So if you look at the top of our lab, which you'll see here, that is an air filtration system that it cost a fortune. Brought it in from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here had to have it specially built for the lab so that we could meet ISO standards. ISO is the International Standards of Operation. And what that means is that they, for different types of labs and other things, they test mainly the air particles to make sure that you're at a low enough level that it meets the requirements that would be internationally accepted. So as far as I know, we're the only ISO rated lab in Mexico. The only other one I know with stem cells is Dr. Riordan out in Panama. He did that. And everyone else doesn't seem too concerned, because they're like, oh, well, my hoods are ISO 5. And that's great, because that's where you're working, manipulating the tissue. But like, if the room isn't ISO rated, like if we just had a hood in here, like, and I've literally been to seen clinics and labs that do this, there's a ton of air particles. You can't see them, but like the chance of getting in something in your stem cell culture or in that vial that could give you an infection is huge. So we take that super serious. Look, I came from the United States. My dad had a big aerospace company, and aerospace has the strictest ISO rating requirements in the world. I mean, you should have seen his facility, the stuff they had to do. It was crazy. And we've had to go pretty crazy with this. We've spent a fortune building the lab from scratch, making sure we've got all the air showers when they enter. I mean, the biologists have to go into an ISO 9 rated area that goes to ISO 8, where they go through air showers to get to the main lab to ISO 7, and then work in ISO 5 rated hoods to make sure that we've got the whole process down, that it all flows according to ISO regulations, and that you can have the best thing possible. So you got to look for that, because if not, if you're cutting corners on that, what else are you cutting corners on? So many of these labs don't have enough incubators to even produce the amount of cells they claim. Look, we treat maybe 100, 150 patients a month, and we've got a ton of incubators to do this. In fact, I just ordered more so we can like increase production to kind of keep going as we grow. We've got 6 biologists in there working. We bring in all of our materials, mainly with Thermo Fisher, some stuff with Corning, some of the top brands from the United States that we bring it in. We bring our flasks. We're coming in from Switzerland. I mean, the top rated stuff that we can get, we've got to bring in so that no corner is cut, that we've got the right culturing medium, that we're not cutting corners on anything that wouldn't be human grade and perfect for you. So all of these things matter. All of them add up to give you the best stem cells possible, not just some generic lab that's trying to supply every doctor in Mexico. There are those. In fact, when we first got going, that's how we started out, working with another lab, and realized the quality control wasn't there. We had to do it ourselves. So then we started working with the University of Guadalajara's research team, and we were working in there with our biologists, and we've since built our own lab, moved in there and done it. But you have to do these things to give people the best possible. And that's all we do. We just want to give people the best, help them out the best. So look, passages, not as important as you think. As long as you don't go to the 10th passage or further, totally safe. Once you go past the 10th passage, the cells, instead of evolving, they devolve. They start getting too large. They go from these nice circular little looking things to big, some of them big, some oblong, misshapen. It starts getting pretty bad. And that's because, look, it's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. It's going to get worse over time. But up to the 10th passage, up to really the 9th, you're fine. You're not going to see it. We only go to the 5th passage. And if you go further than that, you're going to have too many cells. You're going to have to start freezing them. Now, look, the whole freezing thing is one of these stories that's been given out since we started this 9 years ago. I remember that was a big question back then. And these are all marketing angles for people to make you think one's better than the other. We worked with Dr. Arnold Kaplan. He used to say an MSc is an MSc is an MSc. They work the same way, but what matters is the lab and how you process it and making sure you're doing it right. Now, they're freezing. Look, every researcher in the world works with frozen stem cells. That's something no one else is going to tell you. And if you talk to any university, that's what they'll tell you. The problem with freezing is that if you don't know how to thaw it properly, they have these little ice baths, look like a little jacuzzi for your stem cells, and you put them in, it slowly thaws it. And if you do that, you have very minimal die-off. But these clinics in the United States, they're sending, they'll send the frozen umbilical cord stem cells that aren't pure isolated. You get about 70% MSCs, 30% other cells when you do the decentrifugum, kind of like PRP, and then separate the cells from the tissue, freeze it, send it off to doctors across the US. And that's legal because it's considered minimal manipulation. We go a step further. We fully isolate through the culturing process. And it takes about 3 passages just to do enzyme flushes and get rid of those other types of cells. That's why we go to the 5th, so that we have enough cells, all pure MSCs in the US, 70-30 about. And you'll see these doctors hold it in their hand, take it out, inject it. And you're like, really? How could you think that's okay? If you take a Coca-Cola out of the freezer and it's frozen, you set it on the counter, it's probably going to explode. That's what happens. It heats up too fast, and that pressure differentiation breaks the membrane, either the can of the soda or the cell membrane of a cell. So you don't want frozen cells, but it's not this like ending world thing like they try to make it out to be. We only use fresh cells because our lab's here. We take them out, we inject them, couldn't be better. But the whole idea that it's not really understanding the process. And I guess nobody's been out there explaining the process. So we'll do some more video on that, showing so people can see, but it's great stuff. We're helping so many people. And look, we're not here to convince anyone to do it. If you want to do it, and do your research, look into it, but get good info. So we're going to keep providing great info so people can learn and make the right decisions, but make sure you're getting the best, the quality. We've invested a fortune in doing that, but that's because we want you to have the best outcome possible. And that's what we've done. We built our own hospital, built our own lab, we've got over, about 50 employees working for us now, doing all this to help keep prices as low as possible, not try to, say, hey, this celebrity is doing it. I don't care. Like, we've had celebrities and we keep their info as confidential as possible, because guess what? I'm not going to give them free treatments just so they'll post a video about me. I won't do that for anyone. Everybody gets the same price. All of our prices are listed on the website. We keep it as fair as possible, as transparent as possible, and we treat everyone the same, and we treat everyone as best as we can, the way we would want to be treated. I built the website the way I wanted to see it, with real info, with real data, with real testimonials. You're going to see real people that wanted to share this because they want to help you, not because they want to get something out of us, like a referral fee or something. I think that's insane with medicine. You want a real testimonial, you want real info. And look, mesenchymal stem cells are amazing, but not everybody gets the results they want. That's medicine. MUSE cells, we're rolling into that now, and we're being very careful with this. We've had access to them for about a year and held off. I want to make sure they were safe. We flew in Dr. Dasawa, made sure she really thought it was worth doing. She set up a lab to do all that, so we're working with her. And we trust her. She's one of the top PhD biologists in the world, and she discovered these, and she's regulating how they're made so we can offer those. And we'll post data as we have it, but I hope they work. I hope they do everything they can, but I've also had people tell me a lot of things were going to be incredible that didn't work out so well. So we want to put it to the test. So we're doing studies with that. And if they work, awesome. We'll keep expanding. We'll keep working with them. We'll do more and more. But if they don't work, hey, that's even good too, because it's going to prove MSCs are the best thing out there and we're doing the right thing. And both of them have different uses. Both of them can help different things is the good news. So they're going to just keep working. We're going to keep adding things as we go that we know can help you, but we're cautious. Make sure it's the right thing. So guess it wasn't such a quick video, but want to make sure everyone out there understands it and gets the right info. If you've got questions, go to our website, www.dreambody.clinic. Scroll down on the homepage. All the treatments are listed. On the menu, you'll see the MUSE cells, other things about our lab and such. Or if you want to go to the MUSE cell site, www.dbcmusecells.com. I'm Josh, happy to help.